In this video, let us see how a manufacturing process is done for the shared bill of material. So we have been given with a sample bill of material. With the BOM, we have executed the sales order creation, material requirement planning, followed by that the production order and the completion has happened, and how the procurement operations are handled, how it is issued to the production, and how the sales invoices are done after the completion of production. So these process we can just see here in the Roadmap ERP system. Now let me log into the product. Click on login button. Now let me show you the bill of materials which is created. Let us navigate to the bill of material screen using the search window. Click on search in the BOM screen. We can see the BOM which is created with the BOM name, BOM revision, item ID, item description, bill of material quantity and BOM type. Now let me open the bill of materials for the manufacturing item. You can see the BOM number and BOM name for the manufacturing item with its FG item ID and its item description. So we are into manufacturing of this particular item. These are all the process which is encountered for the production process. So we have listed the processes here under routing tab. So the 7 processes like blanking, molding, deflashing, post-curing, visual inspection, final inspection, packing. These are all the manufacturing process which is to be executed to produce the manufacturing item, and you can also refer to the work center. So work center is the area where the complete production process is done. So that is described here under work center, and this is the location ID where the production is executed. In the material tab, you can see the raw material which is the consumption part linked to the processes. So here we have associated a raw material for the blanking process, and this is the operation number, work center area, and the item which is subjected to the consumption, and you can refer to the unit of measurement of the item and its required quantity. Since this particular item is a sub-assembly item, it has its own bill of material to be executed. Let me show the child BOM also. So that is why we have chosen the child BOM number over here. So for one particular item, we can also handle multiple bill of material. So which child BOM number we are referring to here under material tab, so that will be considered for the production area. Now let me show you the bill of resources. So in this tab, we are associating the machine and manpower resources which is required to be executing the production process. Now under operation number, process ID, resource type, resource group, we are mapping the particular resources. So the resource can be of machine resource or manpower resource. So here we are associated for the post-curing area which is the work center. We have associated the resource group for every process here under operation number. So for operation 1, this is my resource group. Similarly for every operation, whichever the resources required, we have mapped over here. Like molding machine, cryogenic machine, post-curing oven, molding operators. So operator is the manpower which is associated for the process. So for every resource, we can set up the cycle time. So it can be mentioned in terms of cycle time unit per hour, or in terms of hours per unit, minutes per unit, or seconds per unit. So here we have mentioned, for example, for the first process, you can see cycle time units as, so in 1 hour, we can produce 10 unit of this FG item. So this is the explanation for the cycle time in units per hour. Similarly, it can also be mentioned in terms of hours, minutes, or seconds. Now, let me display you the bill of material tree. When you are clicking on BOM tree process wise, you can see this is the main item, which is a saleable item, which is subjected to blanking, molding, deflashing or trimming, post-curing, visual inspection, final inspection and packing process. Now, let me expand the first process, and you can see this is the sub-assembly item. So this is subjected to its individual process. So this particular consumption material is subjected to mixing, and these are all the consumption material which is required for doing the mixing process. So in this way, we can have a nested assembly of bill of material also. Now we have to complete this production processes of blanking item, then this will be fed as an input for the main manufacturing item. So now let us navigate to the sales order to register the order booking from the customer for the main item. So let us let us navigate to the search window, type sales order. Now let us create a sales order for the manufacturing item. Click on Add button. You can see the location, unit, sub-voucher type of the document, prefix of sales order, sale order date, which is the system date, is automatically updated. Let us select only the customer. Click OK. Sale order header is created with its unique sale order number, and you can also refer to the payment term, Incoterm, ship via, CPC code, or fetched from the masters. Now let us click on Add icon in the lines. Select the line item. Select the manufacturing item. Item description is auto updated. This is my sales unit of measurement. Let us enter the order quantity over here. Enter the order quantity and enter the unit price over here. You can refer to the HSN code of the item, which is auto updated, and you can see based on the HSN code selected, tax percentage is auto updated. Click Save. So this is of interstate sales. You can see the sales GST type as interstate based on the location of ship to and bill to, bill from and ship from. The sales GST type is automatically updated. Since it is of interstate sales type, you can see the IGST amount is calculated over here. Now let me click on Post button to forward this document for approval. Click OK. Sale order document is forwarded for the approval. Now let us log in with the approver user. Enter the username of the approver. Click Login. Now navigate to Approvals. You can see the sale order is waiting for the approval. Now select the document. Click on Process. Select Approve. Process the document. Now the sale order document is approved. Let us navigate to the user. Once the order is registered, let us navigate to the material requirement planning phase. Type in the search window as MRP. Now click on Add. So in this screen, we are going to run the material requirement planning to segregate the procurement and production item. So this will be done by the system automatically when the demand is entered over here in MRP. Now let us mark the material requirement planning name. And you can also refer to the MRP option over here, which can be combined or order wise. We can select it as combined. Click OK. You can see the MRP document is created. Now in the sources, we can add the sources for the demand to run the material requirement planning. Click Add icon. Select the unit for which MRP is to be executed. Enter the cutoff date. So this cutoff date, we can select it as the date from the date picker. It means all the pending sales order on or before this cutoff date will be considered for running the material requirement planning. So this will be done only when we select the demand option called sales order. So this, it means like when we are selecting the demand option as sales order, when we are giving the cutoff date on or before this particular cutoff date, all your pending sales order will be considered for running the material requirement planning. Now you can also refer to the supply stocks over here. So if you have pending purchase request, pending purchase orders, production orders for the manufacturing item, stock of FG item or a consumption item, supply schedule request, supply schedule orders created for the item. So this will also be considered on enabling the corresponding flags. Now we have enabled only the demand flag. Let me save this source. When you are clicking on load demand button, based on the option selected, you can refer to the demand tab. So all the pending sales orders will be loaded over here. You can also refer to the sale order number over here. So this is the sales order what we have created for the main item for the quantity of 10,000, and you can also refer to the net required quantity. Now you can also refer to the sales order reference of the item. Let us select this particular line item. Click on check exception to check for any BOM exception. So this particular flag is enabled. It means we don't have any exception is encountered. Now let us click on save and run the material requirement planning. by using Run MRP button. So at this stage, material requirement planning is run for the selected demand or the sales order, and it will give you the results of the material requirements under Results tab. So you can see, so under Results tab, you can have the summary view, detailed view, and the planned order release also. So under summary, you can have the details of the item. So as specified in the bill of material, this is the child bill of material and this is the main BOM for which the sale order is subjected to, and these are all the consumption material. So this is what mentioned here under item type, which is manufacture. Manufacture refers to the production item and purchase refers to the procurement item. So here you can see, since the order is raised for 10,000 quantity, you can refer to the dependent demand here for the subassembly item and for the consumption item over here. So now you can also view the detailed view of the demand. So here for the particular item, you can see this is my manufacturing item. For this manufacturing item under sales order bucket, we have 10,000 quantity. Since sale order is raised for 10,000 quantity, it is updated under SO bucket. And for the remaining consumption item and for the subassembly item, based on the bill of material, you can see the dependent requirement calculated over here. So under planned order release, you can get the summary of the record. So here you can refer to the order type. Order type we can split into two things. One is MFG, the other type is PO. It means if the production order is to be raised for this item, the order type is manufacturing, and for the procurement item, the order type is assigned as PO. So when we are releasing this particular MRP, for the PO item, purchase request is automatically created, and for MFG item, production order will be created by the system. Now let us click on Post button to forward the MRP document for approval before releasing the MRP. Click OK from the approval dialog. Document is forwarded for approval. Let us log into the approver user. Click Login. Navigate to the Approvals dialog. You can see the MRP which is waiting for the approval. Select the MRP. Click on Process. Select Approve. Click on Process button. So the MRP document is approved. Let us navigate to the user. Click Login. Open the MRP screen. Click on Search. Now the MRP status is changed to approved. Let us release the MRP. Now click on MRP number. The corresponding MRP document is displayed over here. Now click on Release button. You can see the order type as purchase request, supply schedule request, production order, purchase order, and all. So when we are selecting it as all, for the manufacturing item, production order is released, and for the procurement item, purchase request is released automatically by the system. Let us click on Release button. You can see purchase request and production order is created. Now let us process the purchase request for procuring the materials which is required for consumption. Let us open the purchase request screen. Click on Transaction. Navigate to Purchase module. Click Purchase Request. So here, when you are clicking on Search button, you can see the purchase request which is created from the material requirement planning. Let us filter with the purchase request number. Click on Search. You can see these are all the items which is created with the MRP narration. So this is my MRP which is created, and for this MRP the purchase request is created. So let us open the purchase request screen. The PR details like location, unit, PR date, PR type, purchase request number, CPC code, request star, CPC description will be automatically updated. So these are all the items which is required for material consumption which is created from MRP. So you can see the PR details with its request quantity. You can enter the unit cost for the items. For every item. Click on Save. Under Details, you can see the GL account details and CPC code, which is populated automatically. Now, let us click on Post button to forward this document for approval of purchase request. Click OK. Document is forwarded for approval. Let us navigate to the approver user. Navigate to the approvals window. Purchase request, which is waiting for the user's approval, is displayed. Select the purchase request. Click on Process and select Approve. Click on the Process button. Purchase request document is approved. Now, let us process this purchase request by converting into order. So, let us navigate to the user page. Click on Login. Navigate to the transaction node. Open the purchase order screen under Purchase module. Click on Pending Purchase Request. So you can see under Pending PR, all the approved purchase request will be displayed over here. So you can see the purchase request number, which is presently approved with its item details. So these are all the 5 line items which is created as the purchase request. Let us select all the PR lines. Click on Create PO. System will prompt you to enter the supplier information. You can see on selecting the supplier, currency, Incoterm, ship via, payment term is automatically updated and with its order date as system date. Click OK. Now the purchase order is created by carrying all the referred line items in the purchase request to the order page, and you can refer to the order quantity, unit cost and line amount. HSN code, SAC code of the item is automatically updated from the item master. Based on the HSN code, tax amount is also updated. In the header, you can refer to the supplier ID, supplier name and unique PO number which is generated by the system. If you would like to add the charges for the purchase order, you can add it under item charges, and you can also refer to the general information of cost like material amount, tax amount. The summary of cost details can be displayed over here under general. Now, let us click on Post button to forward this purchase order document for approval. Click OK. Purchase order document is forwarded for approval. Now let us log in to the approval user. In the approval user, navigate to the approvals. So the purchase order which is waiting for approval is displayed with its voucher type, voucher number and supplier information with its order details. Now select the purchase order which is created. Click on Process, select Approve. Click on the Process button. Purchase order document is approved. Once the order is approved, let us navigate to the Gate Entry tab to complete the gate process. Click on Gate Entry Inward Outward screen. Now click on Pending Records. You can see the Pending Purchase Orders option. Click on the Pending PO. All the approved purchase orders will be displayed over here. Select the purchase orders to create the gate document. Click on Create GE, just create gate entry. Select the gatekeeper. Enter the supplier DC number. Enter the supplier bill number. Click on OK. So the gate document is created. You can refer to the supplier information with its DC number, DC date, supplier bill number and supplier bill date, and the line details. So whatever the material which is going to be inward at the gate, so that is automatically updated from the purchase order. You can also refer to the purchase order number and its prefix. Enter the driver name. Click on Save. Now click on Post button to post the gate entry process. Let us navigate to GRN screen to invert the materials. Now click on Pending Records in the GRN screen. Select Pending Gate Entry. So after completing the gate process, all the gate entry documents will be displayed here under Pending Gate Entry. Now these are all the lines which is going to be inverted. You can refer to the supplier name, invoice, bill number, bill date, item details, receipt quantity, and you can select the line items, and you can also refer to the PO reference. Now click on create GRN. GRN date is auto updated with the system date. Click on OK. GRN document is created for the item. Now you can refer to the supplier bill quantity, receipt quantity and accept quantity. These are all the items with its unique lot numbers. Click on generate lot serial to generate the lot serial number for the individual items. Now you can see for the first line item, this is a supplier lot number, heat number and test number. If you would like to change the supplier lot number, you can edit over here. Similarly for the second line item and for the rest of the line item, the lot numbers are generated for the receipt quantity. Now click on post button to forward the document for approval. Click OK. Document is forwarded. Now let us log in with the approver user for approving the GRN. Click on login. Navigate to the approvals dialog. Click on approve. You can see the GRN waiting for the approval of voucher type goods receipt note domestic, and you can see the GRN voucher number with its document detail. Select process. Click on approve. Click on the process button to approve the GRN document. Now let us navigate to the user for receiving the material to the stores. Navigate to transaction. Under inventory, click on material receipt voucher screen. Click on search. You can see the document which is waiting for receiving into the stores. So let us filter with the GRN number. So you can see the raw material items which is waiting for receiving into the stores. Open the document. The receipt warehouse is updated with the default warehouse of the item. Now let us allocate the locator for the items. Click on put away. Since these items are placed under the locators or bins, so let us allocate the put away. Once it is allocated, click on post button to receive the material into corresponding stores. Now the raw materials are procured and moved to the stores. Let us move for the production completion process. Navigate to the tree. We can process the production. Now under production planning and shop floor, let us navigate to the production order screen. Or you can also type on the business function to navigate to the corresponding screen. Let us type it as production order. Click on search. You can filter with the MRP number. There are two production orders created. One for the subassembly item. This is the subassembly item, and this is for the main manufacturing item, which is the saleable item. So these two production orders are automatically created from the material requirement planning. You can also refer to the MRP number over here. Let us complete the production process of the subassembly item, since this is the consumption for the main manufacturing item. So let us complete the production order of the subassembly item. So let me open the production order of the subassembly item. You can see the process details. Since the order quantity is 10,000, and for 10,000 quantity, the subassembly requirement is 8 quantity, which is 8 kgs. So you can refer to the mixing process, and to operate this mixing, you can see the material requirement. So these are the material which we have procured presently. Now let us post this document. When you are clicking on OK, the production order document is forwarded for approval. Now let us navigate to the approver user to approve the production order. Navigate to the approvals. The production order which is waiting for the approval will be displayed. Select the production order. This is the production order which is sent for approval presently. You can see the voucher number and the document detail. Click on process, select approve and click on the process button. Production order document is approved. Once the order is approved, let us create the production completion entry for the subassembly item. So let us navigate to the user, navigate to the transaction. Under production planning and shop floor, navigate to the production completion entry, single process. So here you can see the pending production orders under the pending documents icon. So when you are clicking on search from this screen, it will give you the list of production completion entry so far created. Now let us click on the pending documents, which will give you the pending production queue. So the pending production queue will display the list of orders which is waiting for production completion. Let us filter with the production order number. Click on search. You can see the production order which is waiting for the completion of the subassembly item. You can see the order quantity and queue quantity. When we are entering the completion quantity, and if the process is done inside the organization, the inside quantity bucket is updated, and if the particular process is sent for subcontracting, the outside quantity bucket is updated. Now let us have this completion quantity same as the order quantity. Click on OK. Click create completion process. Select the location ID on which the process is going to be executed. Click on OK. You can see the material request is created for the consumption material automatically for the completion quantity, and you can also refer to the process completion record over here. So this will give you the document of production completion entry. Since material request is also created, let us issue the material to the production to complete the production now. Now let us navigate to the material request screen. Let us filter with the production order number. Click on search. You can see the material request which is created with its request number, request star name, warehouse which is the default warehouse of the item details. So for these 5 line items, the material request is created against the production order number, and for the request quantity it is mentioned over here. Now you can open the material request to post this document for approval. Now the user will send this document for approval. Click on OK. Let us log into the approver user. Navigate to the approvals to view the material request which is sent for approval. Click on select. Click process. Select the approve option. Click on process. Now the material request is approved. Let us navigate to the user to issue the material for production. All the approved material requests will be displayed here under material issuance voucher screen. Open the material issuance voucher. Click on the pending documents icon to view all the approved material requests. So you can see the material request over here. You can also filter with the production order number to filter out the corresponding material request against the production order number. You can see these 5 line of consumption. Select the material. Now the storekeeper will select the corresponding material request and click on create MIV to create the issuance voucher document. Material issuance voucher document is created. You can see the receiver type as WAP since it is issued to production. Receiver warehouse which is work in progress. Since the material is issued for production, the warehouse is auto updated. You can also refer to the item details with its source warehouse of every item. And for each item, it carries the lot number which is to be issued for production with its test number, heat number and the quantity. Now click on post button to issue the material for production. Once the material issuance is done by the source warehouse, let us receive the material to the destination through material receipt voucher. So let us navigate to the material receipt voucher screen. Click on search. Once the material is issued, we can receive the material through material receipt voucher. So you can refer to the MRV document which is auto posted over here with its item details and the receipt quantity. Now The consumption material which is required for production completion is already moved to the WIP store. Now let us navigate to the production completion screen to complete the production process, subassembly item. Now navigate to the production completion entry screen, click on search, select the production completion document, click on allocate, enter the shift details, click on save. Now click on allocate button to allocate the material consumption for the production. So you can refer to the total consumption quantity over here. So this is the required quantity. Since the material of this particular quantity is issued for the work center, so the consumption is allocated over here under allocation quantity for every line item. Now let us click on post button to post the production completion process of the subassembly item. Now the QC document is created and it is moved to inspection. Now for the subassembly item, the production completion is done and it is waiting for the inspection. So let us navigate to the inspection document for completing the quality process. Type the inspection document in the search dialog. Type the inspection document in the search dialog. Let us navigate to the pending records of inspection document. You can see the document which is waiting for the inspection with its inspection type as shop floor movement. Since inspection is triggered from the production area, it takes the type as SFM, voucher number which is the production completion document number, item details, inspection request quantity, and you can see the lot number, test number and heat number of the particular item. Since 8 quantity of completion is done for this particular item, let us select the inspection request and click on create QC document. The date is selected as the system date. Click on OK. Now the inspection document is created and you can refer to the voucher number which is the production completion number and the production order reference. This is the inspection request number. You can refer to the item details over here with its inspected quantity, accepted quantity. On entering the accepted quantity, automatically the rejected will be updated. Since we are accepting the entire 8 quantity, your reject quantity is 0. Now let us click on post button to complete the inspection. Forward this document for approval. Inspection document is forwarded for approval. Let us navigate to the approver user. Navigate to the approvals. Inspection document which is waiting for the approval is displayed. Select the document and now click process, approve and click on process button. Inspection document is approved. Now we have completed the production process of the semi-finished item which is fed as an input for the manufacturing item. Now let us process the production process of the manufacturing item which is the main item. Now let us do the production process of the main item. Navigate to the user. Let me show you the stock of the semi-finished item. Under current stocks, type current stock in the search dialog and filter with the item, and you can also select the lot serial stock to display the lot wise stock for the item. Now you can see for the 8 quantity and for this particular lot number, roll number and heat number, the stock is increased and this particular 8 quantity is used as a consumption for the main item. Now let us process the production of the main item. Type production order in the search dialog. Click on search. You can see the production process of the semi-finished item changed to completed. Now let us open the production order of the main item. And you can see these are all the process we are going to execute for manufacturing this saleable item. And the first process material requirement is mapped over here. For 10,000 quantity, the required quantity is 8, which is recently produced now. So this will be fed as a consumption for the first process. Now let us click on post to forward the production order document for approval. Click on OK. Document is forwarded. Now let us log into the approval user to approve the production order document. Click on login. Navigate to the approvals. Now the production order which is waiting for the approval is displayed. Select the production order document. So this will give you the list of orders, voucher numbers and the production order document detail. Select the document, click on process, click on approve and process the button. Now the material request is created for the production order for the consumption. Let us navigate to the user. Since the material request which is created on approving the production order, let us issue the material to the work center. So let us see the material request which is created from the production order in the material request screen. Click on search. You can see the material request which is created with its request number, requestor name, warehouse, the item and item description and the request quantity. You can also filter with the production order number to filter the corresponding records. Click on search. You can see the corresponding material request line. Now open the material request which displays the item, item description and production order details. Click on post button to forward the document for approval. Now the material request document is forwarded for approval. Navigate to the approver user. In the approvals window, we can see the material request which is waiting for approval. Select the material request document, select process, select the approve option, click on process button. The material request document is approved. Now let us navigate to the user to issue the material to the work center. After the material request is approved, to issue the material, click on transaction. In the inventory module, open the material issuance voucher screen. So here we can see all the approved material request under pending documents. Open the pending document dialog. You can see the material request which is approved recently. We can select the material request and click on create MIV to create the material issuance voucher. So in the material issuance voucher screen, you can see the MIV number, receiver type. Since it is issued to production, it takes the type as WIP. You can see the receiver warehouse description, the item details, issuance quantity, the corresponding lot number for the item with its test number and heat number, and you can also refer to the lot serial quantity. Now let us click on post button to issue the material to the work center. Material issuance document is posted. So once the material is issued to the work center, let us navigate to the production completion screen to post the production process. Type the production completion entry screen in the search box. Click on pending documents to view the pending production queue. Let us filter with the production order number to filter out the corresponding production order. And now you can see the production order number with its item details. So this is the saleable item for which we have created the demand. And you can refer to the SF code, which is a semi-finished code, which is represented in zeros for the number of process it is subjected to. Since this particular item is subjected to 7 process, it is initially mentioned in 7 zeros. So whenever the process gets completed, the SF code will slowly turn to 1. So the 1 refers to the completed process. And here comes the process ID, process description, order quantity and queue quantity. So let us create the completion record for the first process. And now let me show you the process details also. So these are all the 6 process. So you can see the process details of the manufacturing item. Since the first process is going to be completed, so this is selected by default, which is the blanking process. Now select the pending production queue document, click on create completion, select the location on which the production process is executed, click on OK. Now the production completion record is created for the first process, and you can refer to the operation number over here with its process details. Enter the shift, click on save. Now under consumption tab, you can see the item details with its required quantity and actual consumption quantity. Now let us click on post button to post the first process of production completion. Once the production completion is created, so the first process is subjected to inspection and hence the inspection document is created. Now let us navigate to the inspection document. For quality, type the inspection document screen in the search dialog. Click on pending documents. You can see the document which is waiting for inspection is displayed with its inspection type, item details and the current process quantity. So for 10,000 quantity, the production completion is done. So I am selecting the inspection request and click on create QC document to create the inspection. So the inspection document is created for the item for the completion quantity of 10,000 numbers, and you can also refer to the voucher number, production order number, inspection request number and the inspected quantity. Now let us click on post button to post the inspection document. Click OK. Now the inspection document is forwarded for approval. Navigate to the approver user. Open the approvals dialog. We can see the inspection document which is waiting for approval. Select the document. Click on process. Select approve option and select the process button. Inspection document is approved. Now the first process is completed. Let us navigate to the user page to view the status of the production order for the first process. Now let us navigate to the production order screen to view the process status of the production order. Filter with the production order number. Click on search. Now you can see the status of the production order is in progress and we have completed the first process of production, which is blanking, and here you can see the process status. Navigate to the process status tab and here the SF code which is updated as 1 followed by zeros. Now here you can see the queue quantity which is waiting for the second process, and the second process which is called molding. You can also refer to the lot number which is generated. So in the same way we can create the production completion for the subsequent processes. Now again let us navigate to the production queue to complete the second process. Open the pending production queue. So in the pending production queue, filter with the production order number to filter out the corresponding record, and here you see the SF code which is updated as if the first process is completed, and now we are going for the process 2 which is molding. And when I am opening the process detail, you can see the flag is enabled for the second process. So now let us select the completion record. Click on create completion process. Select the location. Click on OK. Now the process completion record is created for the second process, and you can refer to the process details here. Enter the shift details. Click on save. Under consumption, you can see which is the semi-finished item is fed as an input for the second process. Now let us select the allocate flag to allocate the consumption for the second process, and now the allocation quantity bucket is updated. Now let us click on post button to post the second process of completion. So the document is posted. Now let me filter with the production order number to view the status of the production completion, and you can see the two processes which is completed. So blanking is the first process and this is the second process which is completed for 10,000 quantity, and you can also navigate to the production order to see the process status of the production. Filter with the production order number. Click on search. Now open the production order number. Navigate to the process status tab. and you can see the second process is completed, and hence it is updated as 11 followed by zeros since these processes are not completed. So in the same way we can complete for the subsequent process. Let me quickly complete for all the processes. Let me also show you the cost details, how it is updated for the production completion. And I'll just click on the production order, click on search. Now for the first process, when I'm opening the production completion, you can see the cost details over here. So the direct material cost, and you can see the unit cost of the item, what is the total cost of the item which is updated. Similarly, for the second process, you can also refer to the cost details. So likewise, after completion of each and every process, you can trace the cost of the semi-finished item after completing every process over here. So this is my total cost of the item. Now, let me quickly complete all the production processes in the same way. After completing the subsequent processes in the production completion, let us filter with the production order number to view the present status of the production order. Filter it, click on search, open the production order under process status. So now all the processes are completed except the last process. You can see the SF code which is changed on completion of each and every process. Now all processes are changed to 1 except the last process, which is packing. Now we are going to do the packing entry. So let us navigate to the tree node under transaction. In production planning and shop floor, you can see the screen called FG packing. Click on pending records, click on search. So here the system will display you the documents whichever is waiting for the packing entry. So here you can refer to the production order number, the main item which is subjected to packing, which is the last process, the process ID, process description and queue quantity. Now let us select the entire completion quantity for packing. You can also refer to the lot number details. Now click on create FG packing button. Select the subgroup for FG packing and for which customer we are going to pack this material. Since sales is created for the first customer, let us select the corresponding customer details. Click on create FG packing. You can see the packing document is created with its unique packing number. So this is the pack number, packing type and how much quantity, so which is the 10,000 quantity. You can also refer to the customer ID and customer name, item which is subjected to packing with its item details, and you can see the norms we have selected. So here the norms is nothing but the rule for which the inner pack quantity and the outer pack quantity will be configured in the system. So here we have configured as quantity per inner pack is 12 numbers and quantity per outer pack is 50 numbers and cover per box is 5 boxes. So here you can see the packing lot with its lot number, process, 10,000 quantity is the item. So this is the source semi-finished code and this is the target SF code. On completion of the packing process, so your SF code will be turning all the zeros into 1. So it means the FG product is ready. Now you can go for the packing material. And here you can see the packing material consumption detail. So this is the inner pack detail and second line is the outer pack information. And you can see the consumption quantity of inner pack and outer pack material based on the quantity specified over here in the header. And if you would like to add the machine details for packing and manpower details for packing, that can be added here in this particular tab. Let us click on post button to complete the packing process. So now the document was posted and you can see the status as packed. So if you want to unpack this particular process, you can use the option called unpack, and you can see the details of cost also for the packing material cost and the total cost of the item. So this is the unit cost. Now after completing the last process of packing, let us navigate to the production order screen to check for the production order status of the saleable item. Filter with the production order number. Click on search. You can see the production order status is completed. Let us open the production order number to check for the process status. And here you can see all the processes are completed, and here you can see the completed quantities updated over here. Now let us navigate to the stock screen to check for the stocks of the item, of the manufacturing item. Filter with the item reference, select lot serial stock and click on generate, and you can see 10,000 quantities produced for this particular lot number, and you can refer to the system lot serial number, item details, and this is the FG warehouse which is updated after completing the production process. Now you can also refer to the unit cost of the item. Now let us create sales invoice for the order which is created from the customer. So navigate to sales invoice screen by entering the sales invoice in the search box. Click on pending documents and select the pending sales order option. You can see all the approved sales order which is waiting for converting into invoice. And here let us filter with the sales order number for quick reference. So only that sale order is displayed. And here the customer name, item description, order quantity, process quantity. Select the process quantity. Now click on create invoice. So the sales invoice document is created. And here you can refer to the customer name, payment term of the customer, ship via, Incoterm details, and here the CPC code and CPC code description. And in the lines you can see the item details with its sale UIM, invoice quantity, unit price of the item, and HSN code, tax percentage which is auto updated. Now let us select the invoice prefix from the list of values. Click on save. Now click on allocate lot serial to allocate the stock for this particular invoice. When we are clicking on allocate lot serial, the lot number is associated for the item automatically. So you can see the lot number which is auto assigned for the quantity, and the manufacturing date is updated. Now click on pick button to allocate for the customer. So you can see the sales invoice document is picked. Now click on create invoice number to generate the unique invoice number which is the sales invoice number. Now click on create journal. So the journal is created for the sales invoice. Click on view journal to view the journal entries. So with its GL account details where the customer account is debited, and you can see the tax account and the sales account which is credited. And you can also view the detailed journal. And if you want to preview cost of the sales invoice, you can see the sales amount, net amount, tax amount, and total amount of sales. Click on print button to view the sales invoice report. So this is the sales invoice which is created. So the draft status of sales invoice is displayed over here. The draft status report of sales invoice with its invoice number and the customer details which is buyer address and consignee address, item details, net sales amount, IGST amount, and total amount which is displayed. So here this is the original for buyer and this is duplicate for transporter. And the third copy is about replicate for account, and fourth is the account copy, and fifth is the acknowledgement copy, and sixth is the extra copy of invoice which is created. Now let us forward the sales invoice document for approval. Click on post. Click on OK to forward the document for approval. Let us navigate to the approver user to approve the sales invoice document. Open the approvals dialog. Select the sales invoice document which is subjected to approval. Click on process. Select approve option. Click on process. Now the sales invoice document is approved. Let us navigate to the user to view the DC details of the sales invoice. In the search box, type it as delivery challan. So the DC for the sales invoice can be created here under delivery challan. Click on pending document. Click on create DC. So the DC document is created for the sales invoice, and you can also refer to the item which is sent to the customer through the DC with its line cost, HSN code, tax details is updated over here, and you can also refer to the location details. Ship from, bill to and ship to details is auto captured. Now you can also add the e-way bill details over here, and now click on post button to post the document for DC. Now the document is forwarded for approval. Let us navigate to the approver user. Navigate to the approvals. Select the DC document. Click on process and select approve. Now process the DC. Now the delivery challan document against the sales invoice is approved. Let us navigate to the user to check for the traceability of the records. Now let us navigate to the reports to check for the traceability. Under reports, navigate to production planning and shop floor. Click on traceability report. Now filter with the unit, select the item and select the lot number. Click on load details. So you can see for 10,000 quantity, the invoice details is updated. So this is the invoice which is created presently, which is sales invoice number 3, and invoice date, you can refer to the present date, lot number details, and this is the invoice quantity of 10,000, and you can also refer to the packing details. So the packing document which is created for this item is displayed with its packing document number and packing quantity and the packing consumption material, and you can refer to the item details over here. So what are all the item which is consumed for this particular production item, and you can refer to the production details. So the complete production completion entry is displayed over here. For this particular item, so let us filter with our production order number, and you can see the completion entry which is the production details. And now you can click on FG receipt to understand the receipt document which is created, and you can refer to the quantity over here for this particular item. So this is how we can see the traceability of the particular item with its invoice, packing, item and production information. So this is how a complete production process from sales order creation and from material requirement planning. So through material requirement planning, we have procured the materials and we have produced the materials using the procurement of item, issuing the material to the work center, then completion is done, and how the sales invoice is created. So the end-to-end process of planning to invoice is done here in the Roadmap ERP system.